The Pretoria High Court has ordered that the remains of 60th President Edgar Lungu be repatriated from South Africa to Zambia for burial at Embassy Park. Delivering the unanimous judgment on behalf of two other judges, Judge Aubrey Ledwaba further directed that in accordance with the Zambian law, the former president be accorded a state funeral.
It is ordered that the applicant is entitled to repatriate the body of the late President Edgar Lungu, the late President Lungu, for a state funeral and burial thereafter in Embassy Park, Lusaka, Republic of Zambia. The court held that under Zambian law and as a matter of public policy, a former president's personal wishes or the wishes of his family cannot outweigh the right of the state to honor that individual with a state funeral and burial at the official site designated for national leaders.
Judge Ledwaba also ordered that the funeral service provider currently keeping the remains of Mr. Lungu must, upon receiving the order from the sheriff of the court, hand over the body to a representative of the Zambian government appointed to oversee repatriation protocols.
The eighth respondent is authorized and ordered upon service of the court order by the sheriff of this honorable court to immediately surrender the body of the late President Lungu to a representative or representatives of the Zambian High Court to enable the applicant to repatriate the body to Zambia.
He further ruled that the body should be accompanied by the other 7 respondents in the case, led by former First Lady Esther Lungu. The court also said the body may be accompanied by former President Lungu's aide-de-camp or physician. And speaking to journalists immediately after the judgment in Pretoria, Attorney General Muliro Kabesha said there was no celebration or winner in the matter.
The court has ordered that our reliefs be granted, and they have been granted. And so the remains will be repatriated to Zambia for burial. And the court has been specific. That is Embassy Park, where we bury all the presidents, past presidents who die and the serving presidents.
Mr. Kabesha added that Secretary to the Cabinet Patrick Kangwa will now take over preparations for the repatriation and will inform the nation on the next steps.
My duty has ended. The other processes will be taken over by the Secretary to the Cabinet, who will make those arrangements to repatriate the body to Zambia. And there have been no costs awarded to any, not even to the government of the Republic of Zambia. Costs have not been ordered to be paid, so each party will bear their own costs.
And reacting to the judgment, retired Brigadier General Deacon Mate, a former officer in the South African Air Force, called for peace and unity among all parties involved.
As an African, that we must stand together on the basis of peace and stability, that we respect the law of the country so that there can be sustainable development. We need to look at economic development and other issues which are very critical.
In reading the summary of the case, Judge Ledwaba said the Zambian government's argument that a former president is not an ordinary citizen and that their personal wishes do not override the public interest was one of the anchors of the judgment. The court dismissed the intervention application and reaffirmed that, under Zambian law, the former president must be given a state funeral.
The ruling by the Pretoria High Court in South Africa ordering that the remains of former President Edgar Lungu be repatriated back to Zambia for a state funeral brings to finality a period of uncertainty, where government was requesting for the former president's remains to be repatriated back to Zambia for a state funeral and to be buried at Embassy Park, as is with the other former presidents that have been buried there. Masauso Mokwayaya, ZNBC News, Pretoria, South Africa.